Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Allison and I make cleaning and lifestyle videos every week. Make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss any new videos. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little recipe. This is not my own recipe, it's something I found online. It's how to make your own hand sanitizer at home. I know right now there is a big shortage and people are having trouble finding it. So I wanted to give you an option of how to make it yourself at home so that you have an option if you absolutely cannot find the commercially made hand sanitizer. I do think this is a temporary problem. I think that they're really starting to ramp up the production on this, and I think that we're going to be able to find it in stores a lot more quickly in the near future. But for now, you might want to have another option. So I'm going to show you something you can do to make yours at home. Now, this does involve rubbing alcohol, which is also a little bit difficult to get in some places. So if you live somewhere where it's available, I would recommend picking up a bottle of rubbing alcohol just so you have it in case you need it. But otherwise, you might have to improvise. I know, we're kind of all just working with whatever we can find right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you what you need. You really only need two things, and that is aloe vera gel. You can also use fresh aloe vera gel. It does not have to be the kind in the bottle. So if you have an aloe plant, you can use that as well. I do have an aloe plant, but I thought for the video I would show you just from the commercially kind how to use it. And the other thing you're going to need is rubbing alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol. That's what it's also called. You really want to have 99% alcohol for this recipe to really do what you need to disinfect. However, it is not available in that percentage right now at the stores where I live. So I am going to be using a 91% alcohol, and hopefully you can find the strong kind where you live. If you can't find something over 90%, and in an absolute pinch you could use 68, but it's not really going to kill everything, so it's kind of use at your own risk sort of a thing with a lower percentage. You really want to have at least a 90% alcohol concentration on this product. So that's just my little disclaimer. So work with whatever you have. I think having something at a low percentage is better than nothing at all. But you really want to try to find 90% rubbing alcohol, or at 99 if you can find it. 99% is the best on the market, so if you can find that, pick up that percentage for this recipe. Now, if you're doing just disinfecting around your house with rubbing alcohol, it's okay to use 68% or, maybe 70%. A lot of the other types do actually use a 68 or 70% rubbing alcohol, but because of the way we're mixing this, we want that higher percentage. So yeah, and this is pretty easy. All you're going to do is just mix these things. You just have to make sure you mix up the right percentage. And you also just need to make sure that you have a container that you can put these two products into that's going to be sealable, because it will go bad if it's not sealed properly. So I'm going to go ahead and use just a measuring cup. And the percentage you want to use is you want to use mostly the rubbing alcohol. You're going to use 3/4 of a cup of the rubbing alcohol, and then 1/4 of a cup of the aloe vera gel. So just a little bit of the aloe vera and a lot of the rubbing alcohol. I'm warning, I've never actually made this recipe, so we're going to see how it goes, and I'll kind of show you too and give you kind of my opinion of what it's like, because maybe you're wondering what this feels like or smells like, so I'll try to give you an idea. So here you can see this is just my 3/4 of a cup of the rubbing alcohol. It's quite a bit in there. I'm going to go ahead and pump in 1/4 of a cup of that rubbing alcohol. Or maybe I'll just pour it in, that might be a little easier. And it should just take me up to the 1 cup line to get that measurement. I got a little on my skin, so I'm just going to rub it in. It won't hurt your skin to get aloe on it. It actually is pretty good for your skin. Now I'm just going to stir it with a spoon. And you can see it is kind of clouding up the liquid a little bit here. And I'm trying to be gentle because it is splashing a little bit when I stir it. And it is a lot runnier than a commercial hand sanitizer. It's not quite as jelly, but it does have some gel to it. You can see there's kind of just some clumps in there, but it's rather runny. So, but it will disinfect your hands. So that is what it looks like if you're curious what this looks like when it's handmade. And you can definitely smell the alcohol. It's very strong. And I would recommend stirring this quite a bit because a lot of the aloe is actually sitting kind of at the bottom of the dish. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a lot just sitting down at the bottom. So I would recommend stirring this for quite a while to get it really mixed up properly. Yeah, and once it's mixed, you can put it into your container for storing and use it as you need for the week. This will probably, hopefully, be enough to get you through at least a week worth of disinfecting your hands. And it should help keep you safe right now, because I know everyone is very concerned about safety with the coronavirus. So I'm hoping this recipe is helpful for you. I know it's kind of a short video, but I wanted to give you some useful information. So I hope you appreciate the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like down below because it really helps my channel. And if you've made your own hand sanitizer, I'd like to know below. I know there's a lot of other recipes too. Some of the recipes encourage you to put things like essential oil in them to make them smell better. Personally, I'd rather stay away from an essential oil just because I feel like it's going to dilute the substance a little bit and make it a little less effective. And I would rather stay away from a fragrance that might take away from the actual power of killing the alcohol from killing things. You know, I just don't want to take away from anything right now just to have a pleasant scent. And some people are sensitive to scents as well. So you might be better off without, you know, an essential oil. But if you really don't like the smell of the alcohol, you can add a few drops of essential oil to this to help sort of cut the scent a little bit. So yeah, just a lot of alcohol and just a little bit of the aloe vera gel to make an effective hand sanitizer. And if you're wondering if you could add a little bit more of the aloe to make it a little bit thicker, you could do that as well, but it is going to cut down on the effectiveness of the hand sanitizer. You do want to keep a pretty good ratio to make sure you're actually killing everything you need. But, you know, if you have a container that you really can't have a real liquidy substance, it might be something to consider, but I really would recommend sticking to these measurements because you're much more likely to keep the effectiveness of the rubbing alcohol with a higher concentration of the alcohol. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you so much for coming by, and I hope you all have a beautiful day today.